Hi there. Thanks for coming back again. Really appreciate it as always. I'm going to try to do this fast, although I'm going to have two completely different topics. But I'm going to get to the non-gun one first. The gun one, I realize, is because I let you down. If you were paying attention to the gun one, I didn't tell you how to clear a loaded gun that you happen to come across. That was my bad. I told you some rules about them, and then I showed you how they work, but I didn't. I messed up. I realized that. So, background music a little loud, so hang on. Yeah, there we go. That's Dire Straits. Why worry? I've used it before. Okay, so hopefully this will be shorter, but I don't know why I say that. We all know it's not going to happen. Fuck. Okay, so that's background music, and what was my point about that? I don't know. I'll do the non gun thing first, so then the anti gun people can leave if they need to. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Uh, but I wanted to credit, yeah, this is Dire Straits, Why Worry? And, oh, I know what I wanted to say. Yes, as far as trying, I had to turn the bass back up again because of the subwoofer. I had killed it. And if you can see there, there, you can see that I've brightened it up a little bit. And don't hate, okay? I know the sound engineer mixed this exactly the way they want it to. I just like my music a little brighter. So I just take the high ends up just a little bit, like you can see there. Just a little bit. So, okay, don't hate, okay? Don't judge. But anyway, the lows were crushed down, and that's because I don't know if I've told this before, but Xena drums, a good friend of mine, has a wonderful 16-minute long cut called how can I downstream. I was like, how can I know not know what it is? I use it almost every evening, almost 2-3 times a week. 2-3 times a week, I use downstream to go to sleep to. But what I have to do is I have to take down the subwoofer because there's a kind of a climax that it nicely builds to at about 12 minutes into the 16-minute run, and Cena gets going on her kick drum, and I don't want that to wake me up. I've never really tested whether it would wake me up or not. I just kind of get out in front of it and make sure it doesn't wake me up. But I've kidded Cena about that. I've said, I'm thinking about your right foot, like all these times that I'm going to sleep. Right as I'm going to sleep, I'm thinking about your right foot. Not in a weird way, okay? Not in a weird way, but I am thinking about your right foot. But the thing I find is all the time, just like now, is that the next day, I'll get up and I'll be doing I'll be doing stuff here and there, and I'll put some music on, and I'm screwing around with this and that and the other thing, and all of a sudden I'll realize I'm listening, I'm going, that doesn't sound right. No, what the hell? And I'll look over there, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course, I slept overnight right here in my study in this chair. I slept here most of the night, not necessarily all of the night. I'll get up and I'll go in bed eventually, but I've crushed down all the lows, and I got to put them back to normal, and it's Cena's fault. So I'm blaming her. But anyway, she's laughing her ass off at me about that. But oh yes, that's right. So shout out to Cena. Chi-Mite 3, her third set of originals, is out, and this downstream is on it. Except there's an orchestral. It's an orchestral version, so it's the one I've always listened to. Except she's added in, oh my God, an alto sax and I don't know, a harmonica. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, frankly. But I mean, she's added in violins, harps. I don't know what all, but it's an orchestral addition mix to this. But this is the core of it. Well, I'm sorry, not this. What am I talking about? This is Dire Straits. But anyway, the Cena downstream thing is the core of it, and then there's an orchestral version, and that's the version that's on Chi-Mite 3 with a bunch of other tracks. And I have those here, but I've only listened to a handful, and she's actually put up I don't know if it's an Instagram post or I think it's Instagram. She said, "What's your favorite?" And I'm like, "Oh crap." said, well, so far my favorite is still Downstream, the orchestral version, which I have heard and it's wonderful. I said, but I'm always honest. I have not listened to every single track. Okay. Now how long? Oh my God, we're 5 minutes in. I still haven't even done the thing that I was going to do before the gun thing. I suck at this so badly. Please just tell me to just give it up and go whittle, driftwood from the beach. There's no beaches around, but I'll make it happen. I'll order driftwood and then I'll whittle it into, the shape of a donkey or, a horse or something. Actually, you probably won't be able to tell whether it's a donkey or a horse or a pig or you won't be able to tell. It's like, what the fuck kind of animal is that? I have no idea. Anyway, okay, I do the hockey thing before, and then I'll do the gun thing. So, hockey, just to have something else to talk about, and to keep people who hate guns and don't want to talk about them, something for them. It's just one topic, and that is the Most Improved Player Award. Yeah, I won that one year. We had a banquet. We had a big banquet. I mean, there were like, I don't know how many teams, and there's all different age levels and stuff, and there were like 300 people at this banquet, for our hockey league, and I got called out and called up to the podium. My finger up to the podium, specifically me, for winning Most Improved Player. And I'm like, yay! And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. To win Most Improved Player, notice this, you have to really suck at hockey at the beginning. Because if you're already pretty good, how are you going to improve enough to have the coach, call you the most improved player? I mean, most improved means the biggest delta, right? The biggest delta between where you started and where you finished. That's the most improved player. If you're already pretty damn good, you have no chance of winning that. No, so you got to really suck at the beginning. And I did. It was my first year playing, I played roller hockey, played street hockey. I could handle a puck and a stick, but I had never ice skated before. But I got motor skills, and I'm fast. I've run track, and I'm fast. So, in fact, we used to race in our baseball league, and we'd race 100 yards, and I'd win every time. I'm fast. But I'd never skated before, ice skating. So, when I started playing ice hockey, and also had, we didn't have any money, so I had some like used skates that were all the ankles were all weak and the leather was all bent up and everything. They weren't very good skates, so I didn't have good equipment, plus I wasn't very good. And then so that's what the coach saw me starting out, is I was terrible, right? And then I got my wonderful mom some Bauer ice hockey skates, and they were new, and they were wonderful. They were great skates, and I got them sharpened. And again, I'm fast, and my legs work just fine. So when I got those skates, oh my God, yeah, we used to run this drill where, and as I always say about the place our home rink, Steinberg, is crazy because it is much, much bigger than an ice hockey rink. Much bigger. It's just an ice rink they built in Forest Park, and it's huge. It's longer than an ice hockey rink should be, and it's wider than an ice hockey rink should be. It's huge. So anyway, we would skate. We would get on one set of. We'd get up against the boards, and then the coach would say go, and we would launch ourselves across the ice to the other boards. We'd tap it, hit it with our stick, and then do a hockey stop, turn around, and then accelerate back across to back to the other side where the coach is. So it's not an endurance race. It's a high burst of energy sprint kind of thing. And what I did was I combined my speed with, again, I'm always honest. I'm not necessarily modest, but I'm honest. I combined it with my intelligence. And that was the fact that we had about 25 players. And here skating back and forth. And out of the 25, we all knew that I was about the third fastest. Once I got the good skates, I was about the third fastest skater. There were a couple guys that could skate faster than I could, even with good equipment. I mean, even with me having good equipment, they were still slightly faster. I was about third fastest. So, but again, I'm smarter, frankly, than they are. So what I would do, I finally figured out, if I busted my ass the first 2 runs back and forth, what the deal was, if you got whoever got back first got to get off the ice and go hit the showers, and the other 24 had to do it again, and then the first person back then got to get off the ice. Now there's 23 of us left, and we do it again, and we just keep doing it until there's nobody left. So there's a lot of reps. It could be 25 reps. So, but anyway, I finally figured out these other 2 guys are faster than me, right? So I don't go all out. Because if I go all out, I come in third. I do. But why? So I figured out I'm going to take it easy. And I come in about, 10th. So the coach can't tell that I'm slacking off because I come in 10th out of 25 players. So, they don't pay any attention to me at all because I come in 10th. They're just watching to see who finishes first, and it's what's his name and then what's his name. And I save it up. So then, like on the 3rd rep, I go all out. And I win, and come in first in that rep. 3rd rep of 25, I win, and then I get to get off the ice and don't have to skate anymore. And I do that all the time. And the coaches start realizing, he's a pretty good skater. And I mean, that's just one little thing, but also I did get actually better at skating up and down the ice and making passes and making plays and getting in and learning how to hit. There's an art to hitting, and we do a lot. It's full contact. It's not a no checking league, not at this age. No, we're checking plenty. And our coach would even say, "Play the man, not the puck. Play the man, not the puck." And one of the best things to do, my favorite thing to do, we're 12 minutes. Damn it. One of the best things to do is when you get to knock another player onto his own bench. Yeah. So, it's like he's coming down the boards, and you're going to hit him, and you can, or I can anyway, do this hockey stop, and I stop dead, but my momentum is still leaning forward. And so actually, if he somehow disappears off the face of the earth, I will actually fall over forward because I have that much energy leaning into it. But he doesn't disappear off the face of the earth. No, he does not. He's right where I expected him to be. So I do this hockey stop, and then my energy is going forward, and then I stick my hip out, and he runs right into my hip. Boom! And I check that sucker over the boards and into his own bench. He wipes out like 6 of his own players. That's the best check you can do. And I would do that as many times as possible. Oh my God. So anyway, that's I think it's the end of that story. I ended up getting the award for most improved player that year, which I appreciated it, but again, I understood that you have to suck at the beginning to be able to make enough difference to become the most improved player. But it was nice that they recognized me, and I really appreciated it. And I love the game, and I played for 5 years and still love the game. Okay, 13 and a half minutes. Shifting gears. So now, if you're an anti-gun person, head for the hills. Okay. Why was I thinking about Denver? I don't know. Because I was thinking about the wagon wheels and, I don't know, but I had an office in Denver, so I would spend 1 week there and then 7 weeks at home and then 1 week there. So basically 12.5% of my life I spent in Denver, Colorado. So I know Denver like the back of my hand. And the kind of the joke there was you'd see these houses with a broken wagon wheel, like a half of a wagon wheel in front of their house. And the deal was it was like St. Louis was the gateway to the West. That's where we have a gateway arch. We were kind of a big deal. Oh, that's what my point was. Yes, because Steinberg is in Forest Park. Forest Park is, I've heard, it's the second biggest public park besides Central Park in New York. Number 2 is in St. Louis here. I'm not sure if that's true. Oopsie. Hang on just a second. I'll let that go. It's actually my sister, but don't tell her. So Steinberg that's where the rink is, and it's big. I was going to say, we're a gateway to the west, come through here, and then the deal was from here, which is about 440 feet above sea level. Denver is the mile-high city. It's 5,000 feet above sea level, but it's still flat as a pancake all the way from St. Louis all the way across Kansas, which is the most boring drive in the entire world. And then eastern Colorado is still just as flat as anything, but it's just barely uphill, obviously, because you end up at 5,280 feet, mile-high city. And and kind of the joke was with these people with the broken wagon wheels is they get that far, and from my office I could see the Rocky Mountains, the snow-capped Rockies at 14,000 feet. And so these poor people in these covered wagons back in the day, westward expansion, 1847, 1849 was the gold rush in San Francisco. Anyway, they're all trying to get west, but a lot of them, when they got as far as flat land all the way, and then they get to look at these Rocky Mountains, they're like, yeah, close enough. Close enough. We're going to stay right here. And they put the wagon wheels in their front yard in Denver. But that's okay. That's why I was thinking about Denver, is because of the ice hockey thing in Forest Park. And we had the 1904 World's Fair in Forest Park. World's Fair was in Forest Park. I think that was where the Ferris wheel was first used. I'm also pretty sure. Nah, don't quote me on that. Quote me on this, though. I think the ice cream cone was invented at the World's Fair. There was a place that had... Stop it. What now? There was a place that made like funnel cakes and stuff, and then there was a place that sold ice cream, and the two of them got together, and then one made the, like a cone, and then the other one put ice cream on top of it next door to him, and they invented the ice cream cone there. I'm kind of thinking that's true. That may be an urban myth. Have I shaved today? I don't know if I shaved. I did cut my own hair. I did. I got so much crap from great friends of mine who said, don't, even though the city is opening up 25%, and haircut places have opened up 25%, and they're cleaning and sterilizing in between patients, and you got to call ahead and wait in the parking lot first, and then come in. They have all these procedures. They're still like, no, don't do that, you dumbass. Don't get a haircut and risk killing yourself. I'm like, yeah, okay, you got a good point. So I cut my own hair. So I hope it's all right. But it is shorter. And, oh, yes, I have props. Again, these things. Still here, still in the box, unopened. And a friend of mine who was watching the video got a big kick out of this, so I'll do it again for you. There. You heard those crashes? That's me throwing those things out in the hallway. I'm not going to use them. No, I did not get gray hair during the zombie apocalypse, at least not yet. But my hair got longer, so I cut it myself. So hope that's okay. All right. 18 minutes. Let's do the gun thing really fast. All I want to do is show you how to clear a loaded gun. And again, if you're not comfortable with this, just leave it alone and call somebody who is comfortable with it. But if for some reason, it ends up in your own house and you got a cousin or a kid around or whatever, and you feel like you need to deal with it, here's how to deal with it. Again, I've in the other video I've said the rules. Always point the muzzle in a safe direction. Never point it at anything you don't intend to destroy or kill. And then also always treat it like it's loaded. Well, good thing, because here in our example, I'm talking about guns that are loaded. Or at least you don't know. You don't know they're not loaded, and what did I say? Always treat them like they're loaded. So if you see one laying around, assume that it's loaded. Okay? So this one here, and again, in this room there's no live ammo. But here's my Glock 17. It's the biggest one I have, so there's that damn laser I wish I didn't have. But we'll open the breech, and you'll see a dark red snap cap in there. That's not a real bolt. That's not a real round of ammo. It's snap cap. Okay, but anyway, so what I want you to do, well, what I want you to do is leave it alone if you're not comfortable. But if you feel like you need to deal with it, again, all the rules I already said, Point it in a safe direction always. And the other rule I said was do not put your finger, this finger, on the trigger, inside the trigger guard. None of that. No. Then there's no way it can go off. Well, there, generally. If it's a Glock, there's no way it can go off. So, and other guns, really, they're not going to go off. You keep your finger here, you're fine. Okay, so you got this gun, and you picked it up like this. Don't put your finger on the trigger or inside the trigger guard. Point it in a safe direction anyway, because you're always going to treat it like it's loaded, and I told you not to point it at anything that you don't want to kill or destroy, right? And then I want you to grab hold of the slide, and you can use a slingshot if you want, or overhand, either way, whatever's comfortable for you. There, rack that slide. I don't know if you heard that, but that snap cap hit me in the shoulder and fell to the ground. Oh, well, I had a magazine there with more snap caps. Okay, I should talk about that, because I didn't talk about that before. There's going to be a magazine release right here somewhere. Mag release. Find that and push it. There. And get that damn magazine, which has more ammo. Not really bullets, they're rounds. The bullet's the pointy part of the front. Anyway, get that damn thing out of there. Okay? Now all you have to deal with, it's not safe yet. It's not. No, there's still one in the pipe, probably. And let's see what there is. I know there is, so. Yep, see? There's another dark red one in the pipe. It's because I had about 5 or 6 snap caps in that magazine. So when I racked the slide, one fell out, hit me in the shoulder, fell on the floor, but there's another one. Okay, now I'm going to rack. But now I've got the magazine out. So it can't feed anymore other than the one that's in there. So do the same thing again. Pinch it or over the hand. It's easier for me to show you if I pinch it. There, that one hit the ground too. Now, aha, nothing inside it. No, nothing inside. Rack it a few more times, make yourself comfortable, and then look inside. I want you to look down and then look forward and prove to yourself there's nothing in it. Okay? Then this gun is safe. You still don't treat it like it's safe because it, like I said, always treat it like it's loaded. But now it got a lot safer because before it was probably loaded. I mean, those 2 snap caps I popped out of there, they could have been real ammo. Right? So, there you go. That's what I want you to do if you need to. If you want to, just leave it the hell alone and call somebody who knows what they're doing. But if you need to deal with it, then that's how you deal with it. Don't point it at anything or anybody. Don't put your finger anywhere near the trigger, and rack the slide. But, as I failed to tell you the first time, push that magazine release button, which on this gun is right there, and then that magazine will fall out of there. Because the magazine might have 15 more rounds in it. And if you rack the slide, that's fine. You're just going to keep feeding more ammo into it. It's going to be a while before you clear it. So drop that mag out of there, and then pull the slide back. And what that'll do is that'll cause the last round to flip out of there and go spinning off into the distance. Don't pay attention to it. Pay attention to where the barrel's pointed. And it's clear. Now it's clear. Now it's safe. Even though you don't want to treat it ever as a safe. Don't ever point at anybody, regardless. But there. I failed to tell you that. I failed to show you where the mag release was. Here. On the Glock, anyway. It's gonna be there somewhere. You'll figure it out. As long as you don't push the trigger, you can push any of these buttons you want. This is a slide lock. Push it. Sure. Doesn't hurt. It's not the right button, but no. And then this one you push, and the magazine will fall out, and there you go. And again, different guns vary, but on a Glock, it's always going to be there. What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, watching the round. It wasn't so much the round. Was a deal, just to make this a little bit longer, like I need to. It's 24 minutes. Hockey story, and then gun safety. I hope I explained how to clear a gun. Do what I said, and then put it right back where it was, and then still cloudy to get it out of your house if you want it out of your house, or keep it. If you've watched the rest of the videos, you know how to shoot it. But anyway, be careful and stay safe. And I'm watching the news on one of my other screens, and there's riots and stuff. So that's all we need on top of a COVID-19 apocalypse, right? is looting and rioting and just general anarchy. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, sorry. 29 minutes, and I'm going to be out of here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for not hating on my own haircut. I did to myself. And I will see you next time. Take care.